straight into the podcast. There's going to be no intro this time.
Let's roll.
Yeah, for new people. So we're going to go over 2 things that I did, a 30-day squat challenge and our head-to-toe. We spoke to it 2 podcasts ago. Mm-hmm. You were on the push-ups, and what was my other thing for you? Like carnivore?
Carnivore.
It's always a fan favourite, the carnivore diet.
Yeah, because it's fast and quick and people feel like it's easy, but once you do it, it's not.
Mm.
Yeah, but I always enjoy this, bro, like we've always said. And I've set up my garage, so the barbecue's right next to the gym. So it's pretty simple for me now, man. And I'm just aiming to hit that 1,000 grams or a kilo of meat a day.
Yep.
And so far, I'm feeling pretty good.
Yep, good. And I think the carnivore episode is one of our most popular.
Most popular.
So it is popular amongst people when they want to know a bit about it. Mm-hmm. The main thing is like the salt intake.
Yeah.
Because you deplete everything, so you need to get as much salt in as you need.
I'll get the Himalayan salts as much as I can.
And just
all over the meat and even inside my water as well. Because it's easy to pump through, right? And I told you this morning or just before that I started cramping up through my muscles, and the reason why is because I'm not hydrated properly.
Yeah.
And that comes from the salt. Salt, your body acts like a sponge. You get that salt into you, then you can soak onto more water. And I'm pumping through 3.7 liters a day, So yeah, it's always important. And
the water weight drops because you've cut out pretty much all carbs and just protein.
Yeah, and I feel like a raisin at the moment. Like I said that to you just when we were speaking before having a coffee. Like I don't feel. It's that weird feeling, bro. It's like I'm really hungry, but I don't feel strong. That raisiny fucking, like I just need, like I need some, like feel like I need some carbs, but I'm just going to pump out for 30 days and see what happens to the body.
Yep.
Yeah, so, and other than that, bro, it's the push-ups as well. Did you want to go on about what you're doing with the squats and that?
Go a bit more down this carnivore route first. What's your cuts of meat you like?
Oh, bro, I'm a beef man.
Yeah.
I love my sirloins. I like to keep it as simple as possible. Like I said to you before, I'm going to go down to or go online and jump onto Mackenzie's Meats and buy, I think you can get a carnivore box that's like $250 that gives you 4 kilos of meat, and then I'll just span that out over my 7 days. And like I said to you before, I'm trying to hit around that 1 kilo of meat per day. And, I like to keep strict with my beef because beef, I react really well to it. I feel like I'm able to keep a lot of that muscle that I'm still trying to build whilst doing this. And, beef's always been the thing. Steaks.
Red meat seems to fill you up a little bit better.
Yeah. And, you can be playful with it. Sometimes on the weekends, back in the past, I'd be getting to the seafood or the chicken and stuff, but during the week, I just keep it red.
Yeah, stay strict on the reds.
Keep it simple.
And then, like, you have your upper end where the higher costly meats would be like your Scotch fillets and whatever cut you want. You can go Wagyu if you really wanted to. Yeah. But that's going to get super expensive. And then you have down the lesser end where you got just the mince meat. That's what I used to do at Maryland, just boxes of mince. And then, do a big cook up maybe at the start of the week. I just chuck it in the fridge, box it up when I needed to, and I knew that was always there. And I've also done like barbecue on my steaks and lamb chops and everything. I think one thing sometimes people get wrong is they go too hard on like sausages.
Yeah.
High fat, high calories.
Yeah. You don't know what's going on with sausages, man.
Yeah.
Just a whole bunch of meat that they just slammed all together and wrapped it up.
Yeah.
You got to, even with that, you got to be strategic with your sausages as well. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't go away from them, but you can still slip them in there. If you just need that little filler, that's what I feel like sausages are.
Just a different,
Just to break it up.
But not the main course.
Yeah, not the main course, bro. The main course is always,
especially if you're trying to lose weight as well, because a calorie factor still comes into play, right?
Yeah, always. Like, even though I'm on a huge calorie deficit, I try to keep it up as high as I can. With grams of protein would be like, for one steak, 250 grams of steak would be like 60 grams of protein. Calorie intake. Oh shit, mine's going blank with that. But you still want to, because I'm trying to keep to a calorie intake of like 2,500 per day. it's hard getting that much meat in, and the calories are real low.
Yep.
So just trying to maintain that and sort of keep it up. And
hard and fast approach.
Hard and fast approach, bro. 30 days and then reassess at the end of it. And if I need to, I'll just add some other things, bro. Like, if I'm feeling low on energy or feel like I need to fill, like I said, sausages, or even implement some eggs, some boiled eggs, just to...
Boiled eggs are a good filler for a low calorie as well.
Cracker, bro.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. And then, you can head down the sort of animal-based sort of style with some cheese and shit and dairy, but I just want to get lean as.
And then you can come out of it as well, like with fruit and green veggies.
Fruit, green.
You want to go hard, and then come out. Bit of fruit, bit of pineapple and watermelon. Oh, my favourites.
I find working in, like, if someone was to try it out, if you work in maybe 2-week blocks, like if you went strict for 2 weeks and then you implemented some dairy for 2 weeks and then some vegetables and thing for 2 weeks, so a 6-week block, that really works. I've done it before, and I enjoy that. But I feel like people go astray too fast. They don't give it, your belly and your body some time to sort of go through the pattern of what you're doing. And like, even though it is carnivore and it's very like mundane and boring, like what we said before, bro, you only eat when you need to eat.
Yeah.
You're not eating out of boredom, which is, I think, a lot of the problem. Which is why I like carnivore, because it's very basic like that. And I just follow how I'm feeling. Like right now, I haven't eaten in 24 hours. The next time that I'm going to eat is, when I get home or when I'm feeling like it. So I just follow the body and just keep within those principles.
I did, when me and my missus did it, she couldn't fathom the just meat. And that's, sometimes for people, that's the hard part. What? No fiber, no. Okay, then for her, we had broccoli and greens and meat. It's, super simple if you want to do a soft approach to it, or like a lead-in, just do red meat and have your greens.
Yeah.
Because greens are pretty much like very low calorie compared to like other types of veggies, and you don't want to do potatoes or anything. But if you did want a softer approach leading into carnivore, just add greens.
Yeah. Do what I said, like just in reverse, doing your fruit and some veggies and that, and then build your, add some dairy if you want to, and then build into maybe trying a block of
butter.
Butter. That's all.
Block of butter.
Fuck. What's that on the pan? It's fucking butter. Just eat it.
Just frying everything in butter.
That's all I did, bro.
Yeah.
That's all I actually, now that I'm using the barbecue, I don't, but when you're cooking in a pan, bro, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of butter.
Yeah, 100%.
Enjoy it, bro.
I'll go into, 30-day squat challenge that I was doing.
Yep.
So 30 minutes per day in the bottom of a squat, seated or whatever. Did it with the wedges first from TAT. It's been something on my list for years that I haven't completed, so that's the main thing. I just wanted to tick it off.
How many more days you got left? Sorry?
I'm 21 today.
9.
Yeah, so I think I got 9 left, around about anyway. So what I've noticed, I think I'm not rating it as much as I thought.
Yeah, mad.
Yeah, I overrated it.
Yeah.
So I was wrong on my content.
First off, where did you get it from?
Edo Portal, I think, made it famous. I don't know, it might have come from other areas. So, yeah. And then, I've been doing it, but I feel like there's other things. I'd rather do a hip flexor stretch, to be honest.
Yeah, mad.
Yeah, but then you sort of don't get I'd rather do an 8-minute hip flexor stretch for 30 days than the squat challenge. But context does come into play. But then I'd probably also do like the Pales Rails ankle routine, 2 minutes, and then Pales Rails, bang, 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 to get it done in 10.
Is the ankles, Pales Rails, are you getting that same feeling that you would if you finished, a couple of rounds of that as, doing your 30 minutes of squatting?
Nah, it's not as intense.
No.
It's because people have the argument of, to get better mobility, just keep doing full depth squats or whatever. But then it's a multi-joint approach when you're doing squats. Yeah, it's not singular focused on that joint that you're trying to open up. So how intense can you go on that? And that's sort of my argument against that approach, where you don't take that to the end range. Okay, so in a squat you got your hips and ankles and knees, and they're not all going to the end range, and you're not singularly focusing on it as well. So
And like, is your positioning? Are you worried about what's going on from hip up?
For ankles?
For the squat. Were you thinking
trying to be a
about
bit more upright.
chest upright?
Yeah, the way your feet are pointing.
Yep.
Like, obviously, if you're struggling with ankle mobility, your feet are naturally going to point outwards.
Turn out.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you're a bit tight or impingy on a hip,
Yep.
you'll notice one side.
Yep.
So those are good things to notice.
Yeah.
Depending on how much body awareness you have. So
that's cool.
But yeah, I'll finish it off and
that's
see
done
how
and dusted.
Yeah, done and dusted, to be honest.
Is it transferring into your depth for your DS100s for your squat?
Not sure even. I probably should have measured it properly, and it might be things that are actually working that I don't know as well.
Yeah.
So
right.
I don't rubbish anything too much, but
30 days. 30
I think
minutes.
just the discipline of being able to do that is probably the main thing out of it.
I guess most of the things that I love about what we do, bro. It's like there's a certain element of discipline wrapped around it, which is why we enjoy it so much. Not only do we get results physically, but we get results mentally.
Yep.
As well.
1,000 push-ups.
1,000 push-ups, bro. Ended up failing. 14.
Not failing.
Yes.
That's a tough word.
It's a tough word. Fail forward.
Learning.
So got to day 14. I messaged you that day. I said, bro, like my pec's feeling shit. And I paused for that day and tried to regain, momentum the next day. Got into the push-ups, got them done again. But yeah, it just didn't feel right. And I just kept doing it for another 3 days. And then I got to day 18 and then...
The body will talk to you, won't it?
Yeah, had a good fucking conversation, all right? It's just like, nah, mate, you can't do it.
Yeah.
And, it brings us back to things that we talk about, building myself better into it. Even though I did those 2 sets of 500 push-ups at the start of the year, it's a big jump, doubling that up. And I didn't break it down, safely enough in terms of the volume.
So too much volume too quick.
Mm.
But I also said to you, if you did your 500 push-ups for 30 and then went into the 1,000...
would have been a different story.
Yeah.
So I would have had that in my back pocket.
Yep.
And that being said, like I've said to you, I've gotten a lot bigger in the last couple of weeks and, that extra weight doesn't help. And, I find with push-ups, even though it's a small range, if you have anything fucking wrong when you're doing those that much volume, like, positioning of your hands, your wrist, anything that goes wrong, bro, you can just, you can get sore pretty fast. But yeah, certainly learned a lot from them, bro. And I can still feel it. Like even when we jumped underneath the bench yesterday, I'm like, it's still there. That fucking
just cranking, just the volume.
And I feel like if we are doing 100 next week, I feel like that'll be pretty easy. And then as I'm doing the Carnivore, hopefully a lot of the reps that I've done over this year and the course over the last 25 days will transfer over into that as well.
Yep.
But the end goal was to get that fucking NFL Combine record, bro. I really wanted to hit.
Yeah, it was 53 reps at 100?
53 reps is the record that I've looked on Google and that. But, I was aiming 54 and I got 40 reps out before, maybe like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And even that, bro, I was like, fuck, that's pretty good, man. But, yeah, hitting 50, above 50 would have been really nice. So that was the aim for doing this.
Have you watched Quarterback on Netflix?
Yeah, bro.
It's mad, eh?
Fucking sick. The way that they've done it, bro, it feels like they might have recorded all the quarterbacks for every team and
just put the good stories
the good stories and something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the stories just matched up so well. That young cat bro, they're just that good.
Patty Mahomes. Yeah, I never knew anything about him. Like I knew he was the top quarterback. He won some Super Bowls, but then I don't know. The leadership of them impresses me. Like they're the head of like their organization, pretty much. Yeah,
what's the guy's name? The older guy him, bro. Just a leader. Like, I really like the way he conducted himself. Like you said, they got all different leadership qualities, but he really stood out for me because he was like on the. I wouldn't say like over his best, but everyone was saying that he's, a lot older than, most of the other guys, but still holding his own.
Yeah, that leadership quality that you could see from them, the banter between the players and how much respect they held, being a hard worker. And I think it's a real good series. Even if you're a sportsman or interested in any type of sport or leadership, it's something good to watch.
I love those Netflix docos, bro. I enjoy those ones too.
What else we got left? Your push-ups?
Push-ups done,
Carnivore,
yeah.
my
Carnivore.
squat. Oh, head to toe.
Yeah, bro.
Getting there. I'm 2 fingers away from foot. So head to toe, doing a routine every day, 72 reps of just like a head to toe movement. So it's like a bouncing ballistic stretch.
Vomit.
Yeah, it's very nervy, hammy. Yeah, that nervy feeling, very disgusting. So after each set, I'm like, oh, I have to walk away.
Can you run me through how you're, planning it, or what are you doing? How long does it take?
So the routine's from a mobility guy, Emmett Lewis. Yeah,
he's sick.
And so it's his protocol for getting head to your toe.
Mm-hmm.
And this is how I learn anything to do with mobility, strength training. I do programs, go through it, experience it, see what's right or wrong, and how can I improve it or not. I'll just leave it as it is. So it's 9 minutes of calf stretching, so 90 seconds in 3 positions on each foot, like straight hanging off the edge of a step or whatnot. So 90, 90, 90 each leg, so that's 9 minutes.
Yep.
And then you go 3 sets of 72 bounces. Yeah. I think it takes me like 20 minutes by the time I walk around between each set, have a little bit of a crybaby, how it's getting up, how it's hurting, and
doing the hucker.
Yeah, there's only one way. So, and then each day's different. Where you start, like you're like, oh no, how am I going to be feeling? You're going down, you're like, oh no, I'm this 2 fists away, and then I'm 1 fist, and then eventually you're getting lower and lower.
Sorry, you said just 72 reps, right?
Yeah.
Only 72.
72 bounces, probably at 1 beat per second.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, yeah.
Fuck, that's ugly.
You're
bro.
done to me, and
Yeah,
yeah.
I remember when you first got me onto them just to try these things out, because you've always been that dude. You'd be like, bro, try this one out, and yeah, they're ugly. And you can certainly see the difference between the guys that are really, really flexible and can hold those ranges, and guys like me just can't hold that, bro.
Don't get me wrong. There's days where I feel like horrible, so I'll get the reps in, but they're probably not like 100% great reps. Like I'm just going through the motions, and then by probably like the last half of the last set, say my shittiest day, I'm tired, end of the week, I'm doing the reps, first and second set, really shit feeling. And then by the third set, I've loosened up, and then I just start cranking, and I get a good couple reps instead of missing the whole session. Yeah, which is always good.
And when was the last time you did the like trying to chase the?
I was doing it through handstands maybe 2 years ago. Yeah.
And the speed now, is it different? Like when you're doing before, how long did it take for you to get to where you are now?
It came back super quick. Yeah. I was surprised. So always with mobility, once you create new ranges, they tend to hang around for a lot longer than, say, you got fit and then you didn't train for 2 years. That's not going to be 2 weeks to fitness again.
Yeah, that's where
But mobility is probably probably only method of training that sort of holds.
Yeah, that's a good point, bro. That's what I asked.
Done and dusted?
Done and dusted, cuz.
Shot.
Thank you.
Yeah, they call me a savage. How I'm putting in work. I hustle and grind, I put in the time, get what I deserve. Savage.